Hello! Today we're having a look at Elves and Explorer. One of my favourite archetypes in the format, as you'll probably notice from the number of videos I've made on them in my channel, but since Phyrexia I've not made one on them. They did get a nice upgrade with Tyvar, Jubilant Brawler. I talked about this deck a little bit, about this card a little bit in Black Green Sacrifice and how good it is there, but it also does similarly amazing things for Elves. One black green comes down 3 loyalty, has a static ability. You may activate abilities of creatures you control as though those creatures have haste. And so, hey, you've got your mana guys. Importantly, Circle of the Dream Druids, which are normally like, hey, you play it, you have to wait a turn to start activating it and getting a ton of mana off the creature you can play. You can immediately start activating it, either look to go like instantly activate War Master, or instantly like Company, or just cast a bunch of spells with Deep Crown Visionary. You draw a bunch of cards. So pretty powerful in that way. Obviously, it has the +1 to untap creatures as well. Again, ramping you, hitting 7 mana is really important in the deck to help you activate War Master, especially with creatures on tap to do so. And then the -2 mill 3 cards, and then you return a creature card with mana value 2 or less when you go to the battlefield. It's really nice because you have a bunch of creatures you care about, CMC2, that really matter to your game plan. And then so let's have a look at the rest. For Elvish Mystic, for Llanowar Elves, we're not playing the extra couple of mana dorks here. Trying to kind of streamline things a little bit to make room for Tyvar, and also take advantage of some of his abilities. At 2, these 2 drops that we're looking to recur, Leaf Crown Visionary, obviously kind of the new, it's been like 6 months now. Still kind of new addition. Other elves you can draw get +1, it's a Lord effect, but most importantly, whenever you cast an elf spell, you can pay green, and then if you do draw a card. Just lets you keep drawing cards versus like mid-range and control. All those extra want to just kill your creatures, you just keep getting to replay your hand. And obviously the Lord effect helping you beat down and actually win the game as well. Landcaller, Lord number 2, is a little bit worse, but does have that 6 mana tap, search your library for a copy of it ability if you get a bit flooded. And then War Master, kind of one of the main linchpin, really, because of that ability. Whenever one of your elves enters the battlefield under your control, create a 1/1. The ability in question, 7 mana, elves you control get +2/+2, and then Death to Shed on the turn. And so War Master is one of your key win conditions. You do have a beatdown plan with just powering up your elves, but normally you're winning either through War Master activation or Shaman of the Pack, which we'll get to in a second. The other 2 drop we're playing that I've kind of dipped in out of, trimmed, cut entirely from the deck at points, is Dwynen's Elite. 2 mana for a 2/2. If you control another elf, make a 1/1 elf warrior creature token. There's a couple of reasons why we're opting to play 4 copies here. One of them is that one of the weaknesses is that if you need another elf in play, and if your opponent can kill the other elf response, well, you're in a bit of a pickle. But here, because you can recur with Tyvar, and then also, because your Circle of Dream Druids get better, and obviously you want to make as many elves as possible, Dwynen's Elite, fairly solid. And because you're able to recur your Lords of Tyvar as well, actually just making a bunch of elves and beating down with them is a little bit more reasonable too. And so, Dwynen's Elite, 4 copies. At 3, Circle of Dream Druid, obviously talked about it a little bit already. Green, add green for each creature you control. It's the main, one of 2 main ways you have to reach that 7 mana. Obviously you have a bunch of mana guys, but ideally you want to have your creatures untapped to attack with, as much as possible. Circle of Dream Druid just generally gives you a ton of mana. Often if you untap with it, you're just going to win the game. Shaman of the Pack is excellent, a nice pickup from Explorer Anthology 2, kind of taking that deck from tier 2, tier 3 to tier 1.5. I'd argue that in Explorer it's tier 1, but hey, there's matchup dependencies, stuff like that, but you have game against pretty much everything, depending on how you configure your sideboard. Shaman of the Pack, yeah, just burn your opponent out. ETB, target opponent loses life with the number of elves you control. Again, making elves with Dwynen's Elite, War Master. We have Company kind of holding everything together. Between Company and Tyvar, we still are playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 32 creatures. You're almost always, can't say guarantee, because I'm going to play some ranked games in a second, and we're not going to hit once. But hey, you're always going to hit 2 things here. Not playing too many non-creature spells. And then the mana base. So, I talked about Circle of Dream Druids being one ways to get 7 mana. The other way, we've got a couple of copies of Nykthos floating around here. Can't go overload too much on it. We have a bunch of green symbols. But hey, these cards also power Nykthos, so a bit of this, bit of that. Obviously, in black-green, 4 Overgrown Tombs, 4 Llanowar Waste, 4 Darkwood Pathway, 4 Blooming Marsh, and then 1 copy of Lair of the Hydra, giving you an extra bit of game versus control decks, where they're going to sweep your board, and also a Besage, which helps with troublesome cards like Temporary Lockdown, and there's a bit of a catch-all anyway. Worst comes to worst, it makes green mana, that's all we're about. Let's get into the sideboard now, and then we'll hop into some rant games. So, at the top, we have a Heroic Intervention. I wanted an extra card versus the more interactive decks of sweepers, and I thought I'd have space for one. I wanted to try a Heroic Intervention out. Normally, let's do some other options, and so we have a few other cards there as well. Shaper Sanctuary is one of my most played sideboard cards in Explorer. Whenever a creature you control becomes a target of a spell or ability your opponent controls, you may draw a card. Hey, you want to kill all my elves? I'm going to draw a bunch of cards. That's the plan here, and coming down for 1 mana means you can style it before they even get a chance to kind of like Thoughtseize you and that kind of thing, but something like Black-Red, which is obviously the main kind of culprit. And then also we've got Vivian Monsters Aggregate, 2 copies. Army in a can, but then also has the, you may look at the top card of your library anytime, cast creature spells up your library, super powerful ability, 5 mana, we can play it as early as turn 3 off of our mana creatures, and it gives us a nice alternate win condition. It means we get to kind of like build up resources in our hand, getting card advantage, and obviously makes an army by itself even without casting the creature cards off the top. Beasts with Vigilance, Reach, Trample. Super, super solid. So Vivian, Shaper Sanctuary, and Heroic Intervention versus those more kind of mid-range control decks. Versus Graveyard Shenanigans, we have Scavenging Ooze, whether it be Greasefang or any other kind of graveyard-based stuff. I'm looking at you, Prized Amalgam, when you come into the format in a couple of weeks. Seditious Petitioner, shout out kind of versus red, also would come in versus mono white as well, just because it can kind of stop you blocking. Being able to gain a bunch of life, kind of to get yourself out of burn range, or just like attack down range, just super, super important. Obviously comes in off of company as well, even if it's a human and not an elf. Not down anybody. And then lastly, 4 copies of Reclamation Sage. I talked a bit earlier about Temporary Lockdown, but obviously there's also a bunch of Fires decks, Fable running around, Leyline Bindings. There's a ton of stuff you want to hit, and so we're not messing around, just straight up 4 copies to supplement the Boseiju we already have in the main deck. Comes in off company, you cast it, it's pretty great. And yeah, let's hop into some ranked games. If you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. Obviously, Shadows are Innistrad Remasters coming out in a couple of weeks. I have tons and tons of decks planned. And so if there's anything in particular you want to see, let me know in the comments as well. But yeah. Alright. Hopping into ranked. Voiced a little shot, apparently. I ran and grabbed a glass of water after recording the deck profile. We get to be on the plate, which is obviously really, really nice. So we got double Tyvar, 2 lands, double War Master with a Cycle of Dream Druid. This is a pretty tough one. Kind of have to keep these hands. We want to draw a 3rd land, of course. But we're not fast. Spirit's might be a little tough. We have the advantage of being on the play, but if they have, like, the quote-unquote nut spirit draw, they might just beat us out of the gate here. No Curious Obsession, please. Do they have the 3-card combo? Are we about to get geisted? Please say Geist Light Snare on 3. It's not the worst. Ooh, they don't have it, which is good. There's nothing we get hard pushed by attacking as well. And then the double War Master draw means we actually do get to populate very, very quickly. So we get to play back the other way. If they have a Lord here, then hey, we can start getting into trouble just as the flyers. And the Lord can block a little bit. You want to hit 3rd land, slam the Dream Druid. Alright, cool. So they have the Supreme Phantom. Fair enough. So they have to come in for... Ooh, they're not going to go in the Spectral Sailor, because that can block and kill a War Master. Interesting. I think that's good for us long term. So we have the option to either... We can play Tyvar now, in which case it likely dies. Or... this way, like, if we untap with the... No, right? Because if we untap... 3, 4, 5, 6... Lord, 7, 8, 9, 10... It's really hard for them to kill us off of this. If they have, like, Landlord Spirit that gets there. But... if we make a War Master now... we kill them next turn if we untap. No need to sacrifice one of our War Masters away. Let's see what they have. We don't have, like, perfect lethal either. Okay, Shacklegeist could be problematic. Sort of. Shacklegeist really wants me to have the extra land or elf in play. So, we're going to be dead on our next turn. We need to find a kill now. They have 1 mana untapped. plus... They're gonna upkeep tap the Circle of Dream Druid. That's what we're kind of expecting. We have 5, 6, 7. We could just straight up activate. Or we could go Company. Company would leave us with 6 mana. Means we can't activate. They're on 18. They're actually just tapped out there, right? Is this just lethal? He's give us a reasonable shot at lethal. Yeah, like if they have like a 1 mana bounce spell, is what I was thinking. That's 16. Oh well, that should seal it. Visionary should get there. Geistlight Snare does cut us off, it doesn't mean they're also dead. They're willing to wait though. They're gonna make us wait. The other thing about casting Company wasn't really an option. They got the Massive Monitor as well. Want me to combat. What do we have? Yeah, maybe if they have just with 1 mana spirit to block with. If they have that, they could have killed us though, right? I think. 1, 2, 3. No. Only if they would have had like a Lord instead of the Shacklegeist. Alright, well this is pretty tough. We don't have a lot. We don't have a lot versus Mono Blue, but we are quite fast. Like if we start with a turn 1 Elf, we have a very good chance of just being able to kind of just play through their counter magic. I want to bring in the Petitioners, I think. Just so we don't get just ran over. And the Reclamation Sages are kind of interesting. Maybe the Petitioners are a little too cute. Vivian obviously makes reach blockers, but it's 5 mana and it's never resolving. I think just because the just draws are so much powerful with it, we should bring in 3. What do I love? Tyvar is slow here. It's a shame. Like, oh yeah, here's a video showcasing Tyvar Elves. Let me just sideboard them all out. I think it's right. We leave 1 in. Lies. Alright, we're game up. Means we're gonna be on the plane at game 3 if we get that far. Ooh, double Nixos draw. With Leaf Crown and Circle of Dreams Druid. Yeah, this is tough. We don't have the 1 mana Mal Accelerant. Our hand does currently literally nothing. And so I'm gonna mulligan. This looks very, very solid. We have some choices here now. We want to kind of plan to carve out, but like going Elf into Warmaster Elf is kind of the nuts. That into Circle is like kind of GG. Maybe we don't need the Company. Is it crazy to bottom the Company here? No, it's not crazy. I'm gonna roll with it. They don't have the 1 drop. The Divine and Delete is actually really good with this draw as well. We got debated. Ooh, Faceless Haven means they probably don't have a second blue source in hand. They at least want to represent counter spells, but it means they can still have like a guys like this so they can just play fairly here. We are, however, still gonna run the Warmaster Gambit. And if they have the snare, which they do, fair enough, we can't pay. We will play our extra Llanowar Elf and just be super ahead on mana. So yeah, judging by the Faceless Haven on turn 2. Oh, unless they had like a bunch of Faceless Havens. Okay, so we can power this up, and now they've got no interaction. They kind of shields down here. Which means... Oh, we've got Company. This is kind of rude. They can power up the Descendant Spirit. It feels like wrong to not cast Company straight away here. But on the flip side, getting the Circle of Dream Druids online means we can do all the other things. I'm on board running it this way. Alright. Second blue source is bad for us, of course. 3 cards left. They don't have like a great clock on us. One of the nice things of not doing any interaction is that like things like rattle chains don't really phase us at all. Apart from the kind of ambush effect. Mausoleum Wanderer, okay, that's annoying. They have enough mana left to power up the Ascendant Spirit. There's only one reasonable thing to do here, that's cast Company. And then we've got mana left over from Circle to either pay or yeah. So if they Geist Lights now, they can sacrifice the we have one left over to play for Mausoleum Wanderer. Yeah, this doesn't quite get there. Geist Lights now would have stopped us at least. So we have Clangcaller plus Shaman is the most damage. Do we want the extra mana? We don't think our Circle of the Dream is going to get attacked anytime soon. I think we just want the Shaman. Yeah, because we don't have the War Master to pump activate. Go for damage. We're not totally safe by any means. But we're going to make some good attacks next turn. Sacrifice also causes some problems. Holds the Ascendant Spirit at bay though. 10 is a much more dangerous life to be on. Are they going to upkeep Rattle Chains? They still only get to tap one thing though. This resolves. What are we doing with it? Is the idea to leave Ascendant Spirit to block? I guess so. 5. 6 gets a Lord. Ah, so they got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. They don't have quite lethal. It's time to switch our mana off though. What are we doing without this? They're on 15. Can we win if we activate this? We either win the following turn. We're getting 1 extra mana if we don't. I think this is worth. Alright, well let's see what we draw for our turn. Cycle. You got like Leaf Trap Visionary attack? I think we're just dead anyway. This becomes a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's legal. Okay. Yeah. Man. Shackle Dice pretty strong versus Circle Druid. Would not have got there by like if we like use the extra mana to activate Clangcaller and then also then draw into Company, then we feel pretty bad. But the Company gets countered. I guess that's fine. How are you feeling about it? I think this configuration is still very solid. Again, the thing is something like, oh, we could put a petitioner in. It just seems like a playing not to lose kind of thing. Got to keep a Tyvar in the deck, otherwise the video's a farce. So, you know. Alright, let's spin the play. Have a very solid hand, with the exception that we maybe have to play one of these on black. We can at least cast our spells. In case of how fast we need to cast them. Oh. I feel like that's like pretty awkward. I think we'll want access to Shaman later. And to be fair, there's no explicit reason. There's Secrets in this order, and then the Dwynen's Elite. These will be able to get attacks in. And let us use our mana. It's important. So opponent's got a pretty slow hand. That is fair. Shacklegeist here. Dwynen's Elite's actually a pretty good draw in spite of what it might look like. Think about playing the Visionary first, so we might accidentally like hit like pay mana for something. But hey, obviously having the choice is in theory much better. So on 15, we've got some pretty big attacks coming in. Plus we'll be able to, well, if we draw land. I do have Witness Protection as well, interesting. I was wondering if they're going to bring out something like this where we'd have extra hits for our Reclamation Sages. Maybe putting up to 4 is the correct idea. I'm going to attack here. They do, okay. Interesting. We can go Clan Core attack, we have a bunch of stuff. It is not a elf anymore. We're kind of building up to go Surprise Shaman. And we're not in danger yet. Yes, let's attack with the elf as well. This is better. We'll leave this here. Alright, so they're now dead to Shaman of the pack. Whether we get to resolve one is a different question. But we still also will get to attack with our creatures. Yeah, they're dead to combat. Never mind the cards we have in our hands. Excellent, excellent. Mono blue down. Sweet. Hop into another rounds game. See you in a minute. Here we go again. Match number 2. Kind of back and forth with Mono Blue. We stomped game 1. They stomped game 2. We stomped game 3. Very solid hand here versus are in the draw, but hey, we have our 3 lands. We have our Llanowar Elf into War Master into Llanowar Elf start, which is what we're looking for. That's the best draw in the deck, pretty much. With Tyvar to back things up, along with the Visionary seems solid. Sacred Boundary can telegraph a lot of things. It's unlikely to be heroic. I said it's unlikely to be heroic. They've gone Sacred Boundary Battlefield Forge, which is very strange. It's like, they could also be on like Hammer, I guess. Both those decks I expect to see something by now. We will go Pathway. If they're playing like Robot Control, we definitely want to save the Visionary and just go War Master into another Elf. If they kill the War Master response, like that's fair enough. Did not get stomped. Feels good, man. Alright, what are we up to? And no discard end of turn spell either. Iganjo. Are we getting temporary lockdown? That's a feather, okay. Interesting. That's the other thing that like, a lot of the heroic decks want to play Gigantha. But the feather builds do not need to worry about that. We do have access to a lot of mana now here though. So we've got Double Lord around, and we also have Shaman. They're not going to have like counter spells. They could. I'm trying to think what I'm worried about. I'm more worried. We go. I don't necessarily want to show this. We'll draw a card. Make this attack. What's the pirate card called? Why can't I not think of it off the top of my head? The 2 damage creature you control. This Reckless Rage. There we go. Didn't need to think for that long. Fair play. They get to recycle that back with Feather. They get to use that on our turn if they want to. Which does mean they can shoot down a lot of our stuff. Pretty powerful, you know. Oh, Company's nice. So we can play, get back. What am I thinking? Because the one thing is that we're not dead here. We need to find a way to get around like them killing killing one of our creatures every turn. The best way to do that was Tyvar, and it also provokes an attack. And so I think I want to do this. Kind of hold company for a minute. Yeah, that's right. We're going to -2. And we're going to get back the War Master. And then we're going to play the Diamond Elite. And we're not going to pay anything. Because, yeah. And we got our triggers. They did not shoot the War Master response. It's good for us. We still don't want to attack into this. We're just kind of building towards Shaman of the Pack and stuff. But, yeah, War Master will buy it again. They'll get exiled, they'll get it back. Hey. The important thing here is that they have to attack unless they want to use like a... If they're playing more towards the heroic side, they might have the 1 mana flashback +1/+1 counter and Vigilant spell. Gosh, I can't remember the name of any of these cards anymore. I played that like a ton as well. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna shoot down one of the Lords. That's a good choice. I'm basically just trying to get them to attack Tyvar. That's all. They're not going to do that though, and then refuse to be baited. Which is interesting. I don't want a black source. So the thing about this Collector Company is that if we hit Circle of Dream Druids, we get to make a ton of mana straight away. We didn't, which is a bit of a shame, but we did hit 2 other Lord Effects. You can dump out. That's fine. You can tap an elf. I did double Reckless Rage, we can only cast one right now. Combat. They also don't know about the Shaman. And so, I think we should kind of try and just do as much actual damage as possible. They can kill one Lord, block the other Lord, but then they're still going to take, like, almost lethal damage. Actually, you know what? I've not done the complete maths. It might be actual lethal damage. $12. Lawrence isn't going to cut it. Yeah, okay. Okay. Alright, we got through the double Reckless Rage. If they had slightly better lands for them, that might have gone pretty badly. I do want the Stark Intervention, I kind of want the Shape Sanctuaries. But I don't expect to have a ton of kill spells. We just don't have much else to bring in here. Tyvar good at recurring our creatures, but a little bit slow. The thing from our perspective is that we don't know... When we saw Loran's escape, we don't know exactly how aggressive they're being. We saw no other creatures, but that might just be through the way they... through that particular hand that they drew. So it's quite hard to tell. This might be one where we trim a couple of things. I want to take out one... off that. Cycle of Ginger is very vulnerable. I don't mind trimming down a little bit, just because we're not going to have that many creatures to keep in play. It's this and Dwayne's Elite. They're kind of the cards that are the weakest, I think. Work out what balance I want to have of them. Cycle of Ginger is just such a big upside. Let's just go to Dwayne's Elite. We've also only seen Tether, so we don't know how effective our blocking is going to be. We'll be able to sideboard a lot better after game 2 if we have to. Want to see more cards. They will also brought in a bunch of red removal where, like, at the moment I feel like kind of about these Shaper Sanctuaries, but it might be like super sick in the end. Alright, obviously, yeah. Favorite hoplite. What are we talking about? Yeah. Let's prevent any potential color issues. Well, they got double Battlefield Forge, which can lead to some problems of their own. Okay, well that changes how we want to play this anyway. We go. However, the favorite hoplite draws can be super quick. Our hand is looking really good, but we're not out of the woods by any shot yet. Yeah, it kind of depends if they've got Reckless Rage in hand a little bit. If they lose the War Master, we have to play a little bit differently, sort of. But if they lose the Rage, if we're losing the War Master, we're not taking as much damage necessarily. Now they have the Reckless Rage. This does this. They shot the Elf rather than the War Master, which implies like a second one or something. We could double block. I'm not going to. Though it is a really odd choice to not attack with a District Legionnaire. I think I did 15. I guess this way they also get a block here, which maybe matters. We lost an Elf. So you can play Tyvar and downtick. Or we can play Tyvar and uptick. We're on 12. If we go Tyvar downtick, we get to use mana off of the guy. If we keep the Tyvar in play, we get to use it to help activate the ability. We have what, 4 lands plus a land or elf. Plus a... Well, I think this way it means they have to actually fight. Yeah, this way they actually have to direct damage to the Tyvar, because we are now threatening 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll make this we're at 12. I think I make this attack. I don't think they can afford to block. Maybe they can. But if they do, we can then get it back with Tyvar later. It's a favourite hoplite on its own isn't preventing that much damage. They're tanky about it though, which is interesting. Maybe if they have a removal spell for the clan core, they're like, oh, we can like ambush a couple of tokens. I guess that's the plan, but I think we can play through that. Basically, is what my thinking is. Okay, hoplite. I'm gonna block with one of these. I think they're hoping to get me to double block and then like rage the channel clan, rage the clan caller. Okay. Okay, they're gonna try and strike, make a 2/3 block here. Reasonable. So from our side, we're at 12. We're going to level up. I'm trying to do this already. All very interesting. All very interesting. Not hitting a land is kind of anti-hype. There's the 4 companies together at the bottom of the library. Is that what happened? Judge. My opponent shuffling is suspicious. We're at 12. They're respectfully priced his attack into Tyvar a little bit here. If we're blocking, we want to block with the actual like token, keep the mana guy alive. Maybe attacking with both is ooh. Yeah. The logic is like, hey, we can actually tank Tyvar now because the Battlefield Forges actually did like 8 damage here. like 7, but if you count spells like cast this turn. Yeah. Alright. Well, there's a couple of elf matchups for you. If you enjoy the deck and you want to see more of it, let me know in the comments. I'll make another video a little bit later. There aren't loads of busts from Shadows, but I could fit another video in before the set releases. Shadows-wise, there's tons and tons of stuff to do. Obviously, a bunch of stuff with Spirits, Spell Queller, Spectral... Gosh, Selfless Spirit, sorry. Traverse stuff, obviously Dredge, Apprised Amalgam, bunch of other different bits and pieces. Emrakul, Delirium stuff. Yeah, there's a lot to get on with. So please do like the video and do subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up with more stuff like that. I'll have a bunch of stuff planned. Oh, also, one question. With the Shadows of Innistrad coming out, and obviously all the original Innistrad cards going onto Arena, are you interested in seeing some of that limited format? I don't play a ton of limited on the channel, but would be up for it, and obviously it's a bit of a pretty sweet format to play. So let me know if you want to see any of that as well. Take care, have a great day, thanks for watching the video. Peace out.